Alright, repeat loops. This is basically the brother of while loops. Both of them work on the same principle. You put code inside of the loop, the code will run over and over again, and then when a specific condition is met, it will stop the loop. Pretty simple. But how do they look like? They look like this. The loop starts with the word repeat. Then you put the code that you want to repeat over and over again. Then to close the loop, you have to put the word until. And on the next line, the line after the word until, you put the condition. So if the word until is on the third line, you have to put the condition on the fourth line. And compared to while loops, where the loop runs over and over again while a condition is true, here with repeat loops, the loop will stop if a condition is true. So basically it's the reverse of while loops. And also a neat thing about repeat loops is that the loop runs at least once, because the condition is all the way at the end. And Roblox Studio can't just instantly read this condition without it first reading the code before it. And repeat loops are pretty self-explanatory. You repeat a piece of code until something becomes true. So for example, I can say, I will keep buying bananas until I have no money left. Or for example, if you had something like this, you would consistently print out subscribe until 2 is equal to 4. And because we know that 2 isn't equal to 4, we will continuously print out subscribe forever and ever. But if 2 somehow is equal to 4, our repeat loop will stop and the code after our repeat loop will continue. Let me even show you through my artistic skills on how that looks like. So you have your car, which is Roblox Studio. Then you have your road, which is the code that will repeat. And you have your booth, which will check if the condition is true or false. And Roblox Studio starts here, at the beginning. Then, because there are no restrictions, it goes and makes one loop. Then it goes to our booth and checks our condition. Let's say we have the condition 2 is equal to 4. The booth will check our condition. And because 2 isn't equal to 4, it will go and make another loop and check again if 2 is equal to 4. And because that's not correct, it will make another loop and check again. And because it's all again false, it will make another loop and again and again and again and again. And when 2 somehow becomes 4, it will stop looping and continue with our code. Make sense? Well, let's see if you understand these examples. So let's make something simple. Let's make a loop that increases a variable x, for example by 1, all the way to 100. So make a variable x and make it equal to 0. And now let's make the loop. Start with repeat. Then let's increase x by 1. Oh, and let's also check on which number we are on. And now let's make our condition. And because we said that we want x to increase by 1 all the way to 100, let's make the condition check if x is equal to 100. So when x is equal to 100, it will stop the loop. And that's it. And now when we run the game, we should get all the numbers from 1 to 100. And it seems like we did get all the numbers. But let's see a somewhat more practical example. Let's make our part increase in size, little by little, until it becomes a certain size. So let's delete all of our code and let's define our part. And now let's start our loop. And now let's increase our part size using vector 3, just like this. And now let's make a condition where we check if our part is bigger or equal to a certain size. So let's get our part size. And let's see if it's bigger than this value right here. And now once you run the game, we will get a slight problem. As you can see, we got an error saying that it attempted to compare a vector 3 value to a vector 3 value. And basically, in short, that's saying that we can't compare vector 3 values. So let's actually fix that. So instead of actually comparing the vector 3 values, let's compare the x value of our part size. So after we got our part size, we can just get the x value and we can compare that instead of the whole size. So let's see if x is, for example, bigger or equal to 10. Oh, and also let's not forget to put a task.wait, because if we don't, our script will instantly finish and that's not gonna be fun. So let's add a task.wait of 0.1 seconds. And now if we run the game, we'll see that our part keeps growing until the x value becomes 10. And as you can see, in the properties tab of our part, we can see that the x value of the part size is 10, and that our part isn't growing anymore. And this, honestly, is pretty cool. But where would you even use repeat loops? Well, that depends on you, but if you want some popular use cases, the only ones I could think of is using them to constantly check if a bullet has hit something, or in general, check if something has hit something, or make something move from point A to point B smoothly. Or in our case right here, we can make a part size increase little by little until it becomes a certain size. And now it's your turn to make your own repeat loop. The idea will be up to you. If you manage to make the loop, I want you to prove it to me by joining the Discord server down below and show us that you managed to do it by typing #challenge4 in the channel #creations. And if you understood my explanation of repeat loops, then leave a like and subscribe with notifications on. And if you don't think that I did a good job explaining, then leave a comment down below saying what and where I could improve on. And now, go and make that loop and see you in the next video.